Good evening. Tonight, we give you a closer look at a mass shooting event in Louisiana, updates to the Manhattan subway project, a sexual assault allegation towards Katy Perry, and updates to the Seton Hall men's basketball team. We then transfer over to the new Innovation Hub studio with Graham Marshman and wrap up the night with an exclusive interview with the Dean of the College of Human Development, Culture, and Media, Dean Brian Crable. I'm Evangeline Rendon, and this is Campus Nightly. A gunman opened fire Sunday evening in Louisiana, leading to one of the deadliest mass shooting events in the nation in nearly 2 years. The gunman killed 8 children and wounded 2 others. 7 of the children were direct descendants of the gunman, making the attack a domestic violence case, stretching across 2 households. The attack took place in Shreveport, Louisiana, in 2 locations, one around Harrison Street and the other around West 79th Street. According to a Shreveport Police Department spokesperson, those killed ranged between ages 1 and 12, and one of the women wounded is the mother of some of the suspect's children. The suspect, identified as Shamar Elkins, died after a police pursuit. Officers began firing at Elkins in a chase after he carjacked a vehicle at gunpoint. The suspect was identified using a neighbor's security camera. The neighbor, Liza Demings, lives 2 houses down from the victims. She claims she did not know the suspect's name, only that he was the father of the children in the house. The camera caught the sound of 2 gunshots and a video of the suspect running out of the house and of a car fleeing the scene. The Shreveport Police Department did not say what started the violence, saying there is still too much to investigate regarding the case. However, this is not Elkins' first offense, as he was arrested by police in 2019 in a firearms case. Police could not find any history of domestic violence issues with Elkins. Police claim the attack started before sunrise south of downtown Shreveport when the suspect shot a woman at one home before driving to the second location. The second location was where the majority of the crime was carried out. 7 children were killed in the second location, one of whom was found on the roof of the home after apparently trying to escape. Others tried to escape the violence through the home's back door. The 2 women injured in the attack were in critical condition. According to the relatives of the suspect and victims, Elkins was in the process of divorce. Him and his wife were due in court on Monday the 20th, and apparently the couple had been arguing about the separation before the shooting. Elkins shared 4 children with his wife and 3 with another woman, who was also shot. However, all the children lived together in one home. Authorities have yet to reveal the identities of the victims. However, relatives say they were, quote, happy kids, very friendly, very sweet, end quote. This tragedy is the deadliest mass shooting event in the United States since the shooting in the Chicago suburbs in January of 2024. Shreveport police have asked for Louisiana state detectives to assist in the investigation of the case. State police are asking anyone with pictures, videos, or other information to share it with their team while the whole community mourns the premature death of multiple children. Coming up, the Trump administration restores funding to Manhattan subway projects. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
As one of America's leading Catholic universities, Seton Hall is creating graduates who are ready for anything.
I'm ready.
I'm ready.
I'm ready to work in the ICU.
To work in the big leagues.
To be a leader.
To teach special ed. To make my mark.
To volunteer in Micronesia.
To improve health around the world.
To get my master's.
I'm ready to make a difference.
To spread smiles.
To help others.
I'm ready for anything.
Seton Hall. Imagine what great minds can do.
In more local news, New York State has previously sued the Trump administration over their freezing of funding towards the Manhattan subway project. The administration has agreed to resume funding towards the project as of April 16th. The project, known as the 2nd Avenue Subway Line Project, went under review by the U.S. Department of Transportation, who said in court filings Thursday that it will begin reimbursing state transit officials again for construction cost. The 2nd Avenue subway project is building new stations northward along Manhattan's Upper East Side, and according to the MTA CEO, Gino Liber, the reinstatement of funding will mean, quote, a long-awaited transit justice, end quote. The project allows for the subway to bring service to parts of the Harlem neighborhood. The Federal Department of Transportation said in agreement meetings, taxpayers, quote, hard-earned tax dollars will not fund unconstitutional DEI initiatives, end quote, referring to diversity, equity, and inclusion principles. The administration argued that the use of DEI principles has led to soaring costs on federal projects and is unconstitutional. The department claims the time it took to reinstate the money was to guarantee that all funds were being used in the best ideal possible for American taxpayers and that their dollar was spent, quote, effectively and fairly, end quote. The project was originally put on hold since it was developed before the Trump administration's executive order about DEI and their new rules and standards. LIBOR claims this was, quote, just a bunch of gamemanship, end quote, as the project was following and complying with the administration's new rules regarding minority and woman-owned businesses and federal projects. During the dispute, the Department of Transportation withheld roughly $60 million from the project. Overall, the Second Avenue project is expected to cost $7.7 billion, with government funds covering around $3.4 billion. This is not the first time New York or even New Jersey Transit has had a dispute with the Trump administration, as there are a number of major transportation projects across both states that the administration has withheld funding and delayed. The administration halted billions of dollars for the Hudson River Tunnel project in October. The Hudson River delay was overturned by a federal judge in February, which led to the order of federal officials resuming payments towards the project. Other disputes between New York Transit and the Trump administration include when the administration last year rescinded approval of NYC's first-in-the-nation congestion fee, a fee which applies a toll to cars driving through the busiest parts of the city in hopes of clearing the roads. The administration was threatening to pull funding from the state if it did not abandon the tolls. A federal judge ruled within the last month that the U.S. Department of Transportation lacked the authority to rescind approval of the $9 congestion fee. Other projects which the administration has halted include a reconstruction project for New York's Penn Station. In total, the government has withheld $18 million from New York and New Jersey transit projects, some of which have been receiving funding for years before the sporadic money freezes. Stay with us as we have campus events with Graham Marshman.
Hello everyone, I am Graham Marshman, live from the Innovation Hub here at Seton Hall's Walsh Library to deliver you the news on upcoming events going on at the lovely Seton Hall campus. The Seton Hall Student Veterans Organization invites you, the students, to stop by the Green for a casual outdoor open house and student resource showcase on Thursday, April 23rd from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. The Student Veterans Organization hopes this will foster great awareness and a stronger bond between the organization and the greater Seton Hall community. There will be food, drinks, and games for everyone who wants to attend and to get to know the veteran student body a little bit better and understand the experience of a veteran student here at Seton Hall University. We at SHUTV want to encourage all of you with some free time before your finals to get out there, enjoy the event, and show your support. Our next highlighted event will be on Friday, April 24th with the Criminal Justice Program. The program has invited Dr. Ivan Sun, a PhD holder and professor at the University of Delaware, who is visiting Seton Hall to discuss his cutting-edge research on how AI is being used in policing. Sun is an author with many books about his research pertaining to modern policing and its methods. He's also considered to be one of the top experts in his field, so we at Seton Hall want to thank Dr. Sun for taking the time to present at campus. The event will take place in Jubilee Hall from 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. Registration is required, so please visit Seton Hall's events page on the website in order to register for the event. Look out for an on-campus Seton Hall's very own Professor Robert Polito from the Political Science Department and John Melendez will be celebrating the launch of their newly published book, Whistle, Stop, Kenny Dorham, Jazz, and the Journey of a Texas Family. They will celebrate the launch by reading and elaborating on passages from their book, and then that will be followed by a performance of Kenny Dorham's compositions in a quarterly format. This event will be held in the University Center Theater on April 29th from 5 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. Registration is required, so please go to Seton Hall's events page on the website and register for that event. Refreshments will be provided. We love celebrating our own here at Seton Hall, and we hope that you all can attend these amazing events we have on campus. Which brings us to our last one, the big one. The Student Activities Board is hosting its annual Spring Fling Carnival on Friday, April 24th from 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. in the Xavier parking lot. For those who have not attended, be prepared for nothing but food and fun. It will have everything from rides to games, all right here on Seton Hall's campus. This event is free for all Seton Hall students, $10 for faculty and staff, and $15 for outside guests of Seton Hall students. Thank you so much to SAB for this amazing annual event, and we at SHU TV hope to see you all there. Coming up next, we at Seton Hall invite our favorite reoccurring guest, Dean Brian Crable will be joining me here in the brand new Innovation Hub located in Walsh Library to discuss the state of CHDCM and some of the upcoming programs you might want to know about. So please stay tuned after this.
Musician Katy Perry is under fire after a sexual assault allegation has arisen against her. The allegation comes from actor Ruby Rose, known for shows including Orange is the New Black and the CW's Batwoman, who claims Perry assaulted her in Australia in 2010. Police in Victoria, Australia confirmed they investigated a sex crime around the time Rose is describing, but declined to answer further questions. Rose is claiming that Katy Perry assaulted her in Melbourne, Australia, located in the province of Victoria. Police Sergeant Julie Ann Newman said she was unable to discuss specifics about the matter due to privacy protocols, but was able to confirm that a probe has been launched. The Melbourne Sexual Offence and Child Abuse Investigation Team are investigating a historical sexual assault which occurred in 2010. This would match the timeline of Rose's claims. Since the investigation is ongoing, Melbourne police say it would be inappropriate to reveal much more about the case. In Victoria, Australia, there is no statute of limitation when reporting on sexual crimes. Rose is currently 40, while Perry is currently 41, which would make them 24 and 25 at the time of the allegation. Perry has declined to comment on the investigation. However, her team has denied the allegation in a statement this week. Perry's team wrote, quote, "The allegations being circulated on social media by Ruby Rose about Katy Perry are not only categorically false, they are dangerous, reckless lies," end quote. Adding on that quote, Miss Rose has a well-documented history of making serious public allegations on social media against various individuals, claims that have been repeatedly been denied by those named, end quote. The claim is likely in reference to when Rose claimed she was mistreated on the set of Batwoman, which Warner Bros. Studios Television has denied. Rose wrote in a series of deleted thread posts that Katy Perry sexually assaulted her at the Spice Market nightclub in Melbourne. She reminds in another deleted post that at the time of the alleged assault, she was in her early 20s, and that it has taken close to 2 decades to publicly claim the assault. Rose wrote, quote, "Though I am so grateful to have made it long enough to find my voice, it just shows how much of an impact trauma and sexual assault takes. Thank you for seeing me," end quote. Rose posted on Monday that she would contact police and then followed up on Tuesday saying she finalized all reports and that she could no longer publicly speak about the case. In other news, the men's basketball roster has seen significant changes this offseason. After ending the season with a loss to St. John's in the Big East tournament, star Adam "Bud" Clark entered the transfer portal on April 9th. This was following student speculation that he would do so, and many Seton students are disappointed by the decision, yet remain unshocked by the choice. On Friday, Clark announced via his Instagram that he is committed to continuing his collegiate basketball career at Ole Miss. The junior guard was a huge staple of this past season's men's roster. Clark earned all Big East second-team honors, as well as a spot on the conference all-defensive team. The guard was known as one of Seton's most reliable two-way players. Clark averaged 12.7 points per game this past season and led the team with his incredible playmaking. He recorded a season high of 31 points against Providence in a regular conference game on February 11th. Clark also recorded 11 assists in the Big East tournament semifinal against St. John's. His defensive game also stood out in the conference as shown through multiple 5-steal games. Clark, a Philadelphia native, did not start his collegiate career here at Seton Hall. Rather, he transferred in from Merrimack University. As a sophomore, Clark averaged 19.8 points per game and was ranked among national leaders in steals and assists. He earned the honor of All-MAC First Team and was named Conference Player of the Week 5 times. During his freshman season, Clark was named NEC Rookie of the Year after he averaged 13.4 points per game. With his commitment to Ole Miss, Clark joins other former Pirate forward Drew Davis, who transferred back in 2024. With Clark's official commitment, the Pirates lose their top point guard and defensive player. However, hope for the roster is not lost as the men's basketball team picks up 6'3" sophomore guard from the transfer portal. On Sunday, Dell Jones from Radford committed to Seton Hall through the transfer portal. This appears to be a quick decision on Jones's part as he toured the campus and men's basketball facilities shortly prior to his commitment. Jones started in all 32 games for the Highlanders this season, averaging 17.2 points, 3.5 rebounds, and 3.5 assists per game. Jones spent around 32 minutes a game on the court and has a shooting percentage of 42%. Jones led the Highlanders to their third-place ranking in the Big South Division, as he was named All-Conference second team ahead of the conference tournament. Jones will join returning player Trey Parker on the roster, as well as Simone Wilcher, who the Pirates also picked up from the transfer portal. Wilcher is a Plainfield, New Jersey native and committed to play for Seton Hall back on April 13th. As a 6'4 junior combo guard, Wilcher averaged 5.6 points, 1.8 rebounds, and 1.7 assists in an average of 18 minutes per game last season with the Longhorns. He brings to the Hall an incredible shooting game with splits of 36.6 from the field, 33.7 from beyond the arc, and 91.7% from the charity stripe. Wilcher joining the roster is seen as a full-circle moment for both former St. John's player and Seton Hall coach Cheyenne Holloway. Wilcher spent the first 2 seasons of his collegiate career playing in the Big East on the St. John's roster, at the time being a 4-star recruit and ESPN's number 28 prospect in the nation. Wilcher comes out of the Roslyn Catholic High School's program, where Coach Holloway tried to recruit him to commit to the Pirates right away, with no avail. It seems this upcoming men's basketball season is marked with excitement and full of players who are exactly where they're meant to be. Coming up, we have an exclusive interview with Dean Brian Crable. I'm Evangeline Rendon, and this is Campus Nightly.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to this episode of Campus Nightly. I am Graham Marshman, and tonight I am joined by one of our most illustrious guests, one of our most prominent guests. Tonight I am joined by the Dean of the College of Human Development, Culture, and Media. Everybody welcome Dean Brian Crable. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Graham.
Thank you so much for coming.
Oh.
Well, it's an honor to have you.
Anytime.
Dean Crable, we love it. It's time, what, third time now we've been together?
Yeah, third time.
We've done this every semester since, God, last spring, and It's always a pleasure having you. So thank you so much for coming.
Oh, thank you. Always an honor to be here. Third time's a charm, right?
Yes, third time is the charm. We are joined in the new Innovation Hub.
I know.
We have all the amazing things that you could ask for from this, and all this is, really, really beautiful, and we're really excited to have you in this amazing space. But I just want to get started with, we're talking about the amazing, and the college has been doing some pretty amazing things recently for the students. One of that being having ESPN royalty Stephen A. Smith on campus. I just wanted to ask from your perspective, because I know you had a lot to do with this, what was that like for you, and were you very proud of that moment, having him here, having that such an impact on the kids?
Oh, it was incredible. I mean, we can't take full credit. It was a partnership with Stillman School of Business, but BJ Schechter and the Center for Sports Media did a lot to make sure that the visit went smoothly, and that we were able to have him record both his shows here on campus. But it was fantastic. I mean, there was a video from our alum Bob Lee. I don't know if you saw that on ESPN,
yes,
and then he responded to it. An incredible moment. Mm-hmm. And I was even more excited to have you all be able to interview him and see all the students gathered around. I think he stayed for 2 hours. So.
Yeah, he did stay for a long time, and I think all the students were really grateful for that opportunity, just to have such a presence of personality here on campus, one of the biggest sports commentators in the world. But there's a lot of other events that happen on Seton Hall campus. A lot of them go under the radar, but I think, having the person here who's in charge of a lot of these events, who's, kind of the head and wants to express how amazing these programs are here at Seton Hall. Are there any of the other events that you would say you're proud of, or that you think the students should know about?
Oh, man. Well, I mean, we just had our Hall of Fame event for WSOU last week. Which is always a great opportunity to welcome back folks who are alums, people who graduated as far back as the 60s, coming back to campus along with our current students and student management for WSOU. A really tremendous evening. Our Center for Sports Media has done an amazing number of things. Our Pirates in the Field program has expanded to new locations. We're doing the NFL Draft later this week in partnership with Shoe TV and WSOU. We also had our Images Film Festival over the weekend. We have plays going on right now. I mean, it's an incredible time, actually.
Yeah, and I think a lot of that is a testament of the growth. How many events like this were happening just 2-3 years ago, And I think that's a testament to your office as well as, being able to provide the student body with the opportunity to have these goals and have these new events.
Oh, for sure. I mean, it's not just us, but I do love to make opportunities available for students, and our faculty and staff do really amazing work, and I think they really are invested in your success, and I think that really shows.
Yeah, I definitely feel like it shows, especially since, we here at SHU TV have felt that personal impact from your office, and, being able to have you on the show and being able to do these collaborative events at the college really brings out something, I think, the best of everybody. And I always think, what do you think is the most important thing when it comes to this collaboration? Why do you think that helps, especially in our college specifically?
Well, I mean, I think one of the things that's amazing, when you think about our college specifically, the things that you all are interested in doing and are going out and doing, whether within our college specifically, it's becoming a teacher, whether it's becoming a journalist, a video or sound engineer, if it's becoming a filmmaker, a public relations professional, whatever it is y'all are doing, the world that you're living in is so much different from the one I grew up in. And so our job is to give you opportunities to create platforms and foundations for you, and then let you show us what you're capable of. And that, to me, is the most exciting thing. So these collaborations, from my perspective, are all about letting you all show your amazing talents.
What do you think is the best collaboration you've seen so far, or one you maybe want to see?
Well, I mean, the best collaboration is SHU TV, obviously.
Yes,
so.
Okay. I see, only knows the right answers.
I'm a rhetorician, you never go wrong praising the Athenians in Athens, right? No.
Well, actually, a couple students reached out and wanted to ask you some questions. So I got in touch with them and got some questions that come directly from the students here at Seton Hall University. And the first question is, what is your favorite memory? You've been dean for 3 years now. What is your favorite memory as the dean?
Oh, man. Honestly, one of my favorite memories has to be the Pirates in the Field Super Bowl last year. The first time we sent students to the Super Bowl. I'm an Eagles fan. Go Birds. But having said that, Miguel and Farnsworth being on site at the Super Bowl, the first time we did an event like that, I was excited for them all week long. Like all the media they came back with, I was so proud of our students and what they were able to accomplish. And I was thinking they're going to remember this for the rest of their lives. And I thought that was just really, really tremendous.
Yes, shout out Farnsworth, one of our own here at SHU TV,
exactly.
Alumni now. But okay, so I'll ask you a different question pertaining to a memory. What do you think is the best memory you have where you were directly interacting with the students?
Oh, man. Geez, I'll be honest. I love being on campus nightly here. Like from my perspective, like that's a really great opportunity to engage with you all, because I get to see not only like you, Graham, but also like all the folks behind the scenes. Like it's a real team effort. I mean, I stopped over at the UC Center before being here, and just seeing everybody. I mean, that's a lot of engagement with students. And as dean, I don't get that so much. And so honestly, I see a lot of students here.
Yeah, and we appreciate that personal touch when you come in. I feel like it definitely gives the students a sense that their faculty sees them and acknowledges their great work. And so we're going to move into the other student's question now. The other student's question is, what has this year taught you on becoming a better dean for the students?
That's a really good question. I mean, I'll be honest. I think part of what this year is really sort of made clear to me is that what we need to really focus on are creating strong partnerships that support our students' work in some kind of way. We're hiring a new assistant dean that's going to be working on academic partnerships specifically. But part of what I'm really excited about is how can we make more opportunities available? I mean, we have the internship with ESPN, which is a huge deal from our perspective. We had the students doing their internships at the Winter Olympics for NBC Sports. But how can we create more and different kinds of partnerships that support students across our college and really make more and even more exciting opportunities available to students, no matter what they're majoring in?
Yeah, and I definitely think I would agree with that sentiment, and most people would. And just the transparency of growth, that growth is acknowledged and that growth is needed at all times. And, I feel like especially with this college, this is a college of change and adapting, especially from our media landscape. How would you think you guys are adapting, especially the curriculum, to try to meet the standards that the modern day has posed for us?
Yeah, one of the things that we're really doing is trying to engage intentionally with alums that are working out in the industry. And so I know, for example, our students in public relations have been working a lot with one of our alums, Ernie Newitz, who is a recently retired communication executive from Johnson & Johnson, who understands how public relations has dramatically changed from the time when I was a student, right? And so bringing in alumni perspectives to really help us see, well, this is what I'm seeing right now. That's the kind of insight that, from my perspective, I can bring back to the faculty and say, here's how we really need to adapt. And creating those kind of conversations with alums who are working in the field, that to me is really critical. And that's how we help support your success. That's how we create innovation in our curriculum.
Wow. That is amazing to be able to get that professional insight from alumni, especially such illustrious alumni working at such high-profile companies. Really gives the students a real perspective into what they're going to be entering, and to know that the curriculum is going to adapt to make sure it's meeting the needs of the modern-day student is definitely something that makes me hopeful for the future of Seton Hall students.
Oh yeah, I mean, I think you all need to understand exactly how committed alums are to the school. I mean, it's really inspiring. And when I talk to folks, whether they've graduated, 15 years ago, 30 years ago, 50 years ago, I mean, these are people who are so excited to give back. I mean, they love the community. They love nothing more than seeing you all succeed and giving back, whether that's through philanthropy or whether that's through making connections, networking, mentorship. I mean, y'all are loved, right? Like, this is part of the community, and I think it's really special.
Yeah, I definitely would agree with that. I do feel when they come back and I talk to the alumni, they give me that feeling that they really do care. Once a pirate, always a pirate.
Oh, for sure.
You
Pirates pay it forward. That's what I say.
You always see the bumper stickers on the parkway too.
Yep. Oh, for
Every
sure.
pirate has a magnet on the back of his car.
Or her car.
Yes. Oh, yeah. You're right. Their car. But last question from the students. Most important one.
Okay.
This came last minute.
Okay.
How do you like your coffee?
Oh, I mean, I typically am an espresso person, I'll be honest. But if I'm going to take coffee, I like a red eye.
Wow.
Black, one shot.
Just quick and effective.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I mean, you probably don't have a lot of time in the day to enjoy a coffee. You got to really get to work, so espresso's the way to go.
It is. It's how the Romans do it, right? Like, you're going to a business meeting, you got 5 minutes, pull me a shot, and then I'll go into this thing. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, I definitely think that's effective, and I'll give it to you. You gotta places to be. That's the way to do it.
For sure.
Now, I want to take this time to maybe give you the opportunity to mention some of the standout staff that you've had this year. Our staff at Seton Hall are all amazing. Every single member of the staff here and faculty do an amazing job. They're all part of the Pirate family. We love them all. But is there any standouts that you feel this year have really stepped up, or maybe just were in a program or published a paper that you want to acknowledge?
Oh man, I couldn't go through all the faculty. There's so many faculty, and our faculty are really amazing and talented. I'm going to stick myself to staff because that's how you started. So that was where my thinking went. And I mean, certainly you have to recognize Chris Aurelio. Got nominated by the students for Student Service Award. That was really great. I think he's done amazing work with SHU TV, with WSOU, with the theater council. I mean, really amazing work there with SOPAC. I also would shout out BJ Schechter, our director of the Center for Sports Media, really doing a great job this year, really making a lot of opportunities available for our students. And if I can go with one more, I'm going to go with Brittany Rickey, who also oversees our communication and enrollment. The work she does overseeing our grad students on the Instagram and social media, really great. I'm not an internet person. I pass y'all, like I repost y'all on LinkedIn and things. That is the extent of my onlineness.
I was going to say, when you said I'm not an internet person, I would tend to disagree because we are connected on LinkedIn and I get your notifications.
Yeah.
And you are very active on LinkedIn. And definitely, I think the students all appreciate how active you are on LinkedIn, because when I see you repost something, it makes me see it. It might have been something I wouldn't have seen, or a program or something going on campus, a student acknowledgement that I wouldn't have seen, that I saw because you reposted on LinkedIn. So don't sell yourself short there on the internet front.
I'm not on Insta. I'm not on those kinds of things.
Well,
I'm not on TikTok. I mean, like I see things every once in a while, but definitely LinkedIn. And I will say, I remember being on here last time, and you sort of asked me to say specifically, which I did, that any CHDCM student who connects to me on LinkedIn, I accept that invitation. And so now every time I click accept from a CHDCM student, I think I did say it on campus.
Exactly. You did say it, and that will continue to be the case, correct?
Oh yeah, I live up to it. Oh yeah. I don't make promises I don't believe that I can fulfill.
There we That's a lot of people. One day you're going to have a lot of connections.
I know. I'm going to have 100 invitations tomorrow.
But, okay, so we talked about the staff and all their programs that they're doing. This is the question I have for you, and I always ask you this question every time. Is there anything new programs, new events that we can expect from the college in the coming months or maybe even years, depending on the type of program?
Yeah, well, I will say we have been very active in academic programs, and our faculty have done great work. We have 6 new programs that have just been approved by the provost, but I'm going to hit you up, and a number of them interdisciplinary. Our college was created to create interdisciplinary engagement, and I think we've delivered on that, more so, frankly. But I'm going to hit 2 that really speak to our undergraduate students. In the fall, we're going to have a new sports communications certificate that involves classes from across the Department of Communication, Media, and the Arts. So not just visual and sound media, but public relations, journalism, communication, all these different areas, art design, interactive multimedia, all the different fields within communication, media, and the arts come together in the certificate for students interested in sports communications. So that's going to launch in the fall. Also in the fall, a new academic minor in hip-hop studies, which is a collaboration between our departments of educational studies and communication, media, and the arts. So a truly interdisciplinary program focused on hip-hop studies. And I know, like,
that's awesome.
if you see my LinkedIn, you know that this is also the case, but WSOU was the first college radio station to play hip-hop on air in like 1980, 1981, like early days.
That's amazing. And, you know, it's only fitting then that we start this kind of program since we were the founders of hip-hop on college radio.
Exactly. And we're going to be doing a lot of interviews and podcasts and things with our alums who were on the air back then, sort of talking about their experience and how they really helped introduce, and honestly, WSOU helped introduce hip-hop to this region. So there's going to be a lot more to come.
And not just heavy metal over there.
No. Heavy metal's 40 years old, but speaking as an old person, hip-hop goes back a little further. So in terms of our radio station, there's a history there.
Wow, that's amazing. And, you know, just seeing the innovation, again, from the College of Hip-Hop Studies is such a unique thing. You just don't really hear about being able to even consider studying for something like that.
Oh, for sure. And it's the work of Edmund Adjepong in Ed Studies. That's one of his areas of expertise. And I mean, and he's really the driver behind this. But we added a new faculty member in communication, media, and the arts, Antoine Hardy, who also is going to be working in the program as well. So it's truly interdisciplinary and I think really exciting.
Wow, that's amazing. I'm so glad that the school is really branching out into these new creative fields that, you know, anybody can enjoy. And I just want to say this is going to conclude the interview portion, but if you have anything you want to say to the students, to the faculty, to anybody out there, you know, maybe just the people behind the camera here at SHU TV, I'll let you have a few words.
Oh man, I don't know exactly what I'd say, except it's an honor to be dean of this college. The people, the community is really amazing. I mean, I've been here 3 years, and I really feel like a member of the community. I feel embraced by faculty, students, staff, administrators alike. I mean, it's really a tremendous opportunity, and I'm very humbled by the role that I have and by my ability to make things like this possible. And I'm just really excited to see where our community takes the college in the years to come.
And we are very grateful for your contributions to that. 3 years, 3 semesters, 3 times on SHU TV.
I know.
Dean Crable, it's the time of threes. And thank you so much for coming. We really appreciate it. Thank you to everybody here at SHU TV. Thank you everybody for tuning in tonight to Campus Nightly. And we will see you next time. Thank you so much. Have a good night.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dean Crable. It's really nice having you on. We always love it when you're on.
Oh, no, y'all are
It's
fun.
the best.